Resveratrol is here, an encore of Essential 1, today's special, but first and foremost, we're talking your eyes, and all eyes on Mr. Andrew Lessman. Andrew, it's great to see you, sir. How are you?
I'm great, It's great to be here, but truthfully, I'd love to be there. So hopefully we'll be doing that soon. I noticed you got the email to wear like a zip-up sweater tonight, so that's good.
I wanted to reflect your style, Andrew, casual, relaxed. I wanted to emulate you, you know that, so I thought you'd be impressed.
I'm very impressed, of course.
Well, Andrew, we're excited, obviously, about our today's specials. This is a big one, right? We're talking healthy eyes, healthy vision, and giving us the right tools to make it possible.
Well, it's a product that I've been making for over 30 years. And originally, I would say we were among the very first supplement companies to incorporate lutein into a supplement. I would say we're probably among the very first, if not the first, to incorporate zeaxanthin into a supplement. And those are ingredients back in the day that were talked about in terms of the benefits that they deliver to the eye. But now science has made it crystal clear that lutein and zeaxanthin are not just beneficial to your eye, they're absolutely integral. They are part of the structure of your eye. They're a part of how your eye functions. They're a part of how your eye protects itself. They're a part of how your eye delivers sharp vision. And even if you've never taken it, never paid attention to your vision or eyes, and doesn't matter how old you are, if you start delivering to your eyes lutein and zeaxanthin, your eyes immediately start concentrating it in the retina, in the macular region, and you have an opportunity to rapidly see a difference in the quality of your vision, and certainly to give your body, your eyes, what they need to protect your vision long term. Ultimate Eye is my foundational eye supplement for healthy vision. It's a product that's been around for 35 years. It's probably changed 30 times in those 35 years, with the biggest changes being the changes we did just a year ago.
Yeah.
Where we increased the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin, turned it into a small soft gel, made it more economical, and then we were able to combine astaxanthin.
Yes.
So it's two options. It's either Ultimate Eye, which is our foundational eye formula, extremely comprehensive, or that same formula with astaxanthin added, but at a fraction of the cost that astaxanthin should cost. So those are the two options. Whichever one you do, 1 or 2 capsules a day, you couldn't, even if it was just 1 or 2 capsules a week,
yep,
you're still multiplying the benefits that your diet provides.
So let me take you through the pricing of the today's special, because it really is one time a year. Andrew just said it. Here's the first option, which is your Ultimate Eye Support. There's a 40, 120, 360, or the 720. Couple of things really stand out. Obviously, the 360 normally costs $159 and change. Today, we're doing the 720 for $159, so it's a buy one, get one, essentially. Well, it is a buy one, get one. $299.99, $299.90 is the normal price that you would spend tomorrow, so you're saving $140. Remember, that size is exclusive and unique to today. Now, the most popular choice that we know from our sneak peek pre-sale yesterday is this one. This is the one, as Andrew mentioned, with the astaxanthin. Now notice, if I jump down here again, the price would be $459.80. You're getting it for $199.90, so it saves you a massive amount of money. Andrew, when you break it down, you're only spending $40 more for the astaxanthin that would normally cost an additional $159.
Well, if you look at Ultimate Eye, you're saving $100 off the price of Ultimate Eye. But if you just looked at buying the astaxanthin on its own, you're only paying $40 more, yeah, for either 1 or 2 years of Ultimate Eye, depending on if you took 1 or 2 capsules daily. So when you look at the Ultimate Eye with astaxanthin, has always been the most popular product for this today's special for more than a decade. But unfortunately, it always had to be Ultimate Eye separate and astaxanthin separate. It's only when we were able to create this unique soft gel dosage form that we were able to blend them all together, and the pricing became a fraction of what it was previously. And mind you, the levels are so high potency with this product. You know, I take 2 capsules a day, but even at 1 capsule a day, it's a dramatic increase on our daily levels of lutein and zeaxanthin. Even if you take 1 or 2 capsules a week, you're still multiplying the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin from your diet. And it's pretty amazing. what Adam is showing you there. And if he spreads it out with like a pen or something like that, that looks almost on TV. I'm looking at a monitor here. It almost looks black, like almost brick red. But if you really start spreading it out thin, you realize it's kind of a yellow-orange. And those are the optical pigments that improve the clarity of our vision. Those are the optical pigments that absorb high-energy blue light. And unfortunately, we are just bathed in blue light. We're looking at our phones, we're looking at laptops, we're looking at tablets. We're the lighting in our homes, the lighting in a studio, it's all blue light. So again, we need to protect our eyes, and our eyes have incredible systems for protecting themselves. And that system for protecting themselves was built out of needing to protect ourselves from sunlight. Sunlight is the most damaging force in the universe when it comes to our eyes. So what we have is the ability to concentrate lutein and zeaxanthin, and they afford incredible protection to our vision. But unfortunately, we no longer eat a diet that delivers that lutein and zeaxanthin. The kale, the spinach, the green leafy vegetables are not being consumed on a daily basis, right, and certainly not at an abundance that delivers even close to what this product provides. So, and again, lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, the three most expensive, probably 3 of the 5 most expensive ingredients I deal with of the hundreds of ingredients we have in our products. Yeah. These 3 happen to be at the very top of the list in terms of cost. But as you can see today, despite the high levels of lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin, the product is incredibly, incredibly affordable. And we have just an incredible research that I'll talk about, because as much as this is exciting for our eyes, it reminds me about omega-3s, where we always talked about the heart, then we talked about the eyes and the brain. Lutein and zeaxanthin, study after study after study has shown that those of us with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in our bodies have higher levels in our eyes and higher levels in our brain. And those of us with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in our brain, our brains age better. And so we retain our cognitive function, our memory, our concentration better when we have those abundant levels of lutein and zeaxanthin. And uniquely, lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, they're the only carotenoids that not only concentrate in the eye, but concentrate in the brain. So if your vision wasn't an exciting enough opportunity, then hopefully your brain is, or both together, that reaches your threshold to be interested in a product like this.
There's so much to unpack, so much to discover when you talk about Ultimate Eye. Lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin, these big words, these important ingredients are truly important because your body doesn't make them, right? So as Andrew said, if we're not getting it from our diet and your body isn't making it, how are we obtaining it? We all want our vision to be as strong and healthy as possible for as long as possible. That's why this is one of those foundational products in Andrew's lineup. Andrew has an extraordinary selection of vitamins and supplements, but with Ultimate Eye Support, we really find that it's everybody is interested. Everybody wants to continue to take this because of the benefits. You talk about over 1,700 5-star reviews. It gives you some idea of how popular it is. I want to draw your eyes again. Draw your eyes, no pun intended, but draw your eyes over to the charts. Forgive me, Andrew. This is the most popular right here. This is the one with astaxanthin. So it's only an extra $40, but you're getting the astaxanthin in there. Normally it would be priced at $459.80. So you're saving $259.90. The majority of our sales are in this one right here. So obviously that makes a lot of sense with the free shipping, with the flex pay, one time a year to do it. Andrew, I always ask you this next question because people always ask me this question. I understand this, it makes a lot of sense, but at my age, is it too late to start taking something like this?
Absolutely. I just said to myself, God, no. It is the older you are, the more of a significant difference, the greater the opportunity you have. And there's study after study after study that shows even someone who's been deprived of lutein and zeaxanthin their whole life, it's almost as if their eyes are a dry sponge. And when they get that lutein and zeaxanthin, it's like a sponge finally seeing water, and it just sucks it up. That lutein and zeaxanthin rapidly are delivered, and rapidly. I was just reading some new science tonight that talked about how rapidly, when lutein is delivered in the form we provide it, in its natural form, and when it's delivered, how rapidly your eyes take it up and how rapidly the concentration of macular pigment, because mind you, Macular pigment, it sounds like a technical word. It's the pigment that's present in the macula. It's part of the macula. The very definition of macular pigment is lutein and zeaxanthin. So it's not as though lutein and zeaxanthin work on your eyes. Lutein and zeaxanthin are your eyes. And not only are they necessary for the healthy functioning of your eyes in terms of visual clarity, in terms of dealing with contrast, in terms of dealing with brightness to darkness, those changes, accommodating dark, close vision and long vision, which astaxanthin is even better at. But lutein and zeaxanthin is absolutely essential for protection long term. But leave it to Mother Nature. Mother Nature doesn't use an ingredient just for one thing. So lutein and zeaxanthin protect your eyes long-term from high-energy radiation. And whenever your eyes are open and you're looking at things, it's exposed to high-energy radiation. Basically, the tissue in your eyes are constantly being damaged simply by the act of seeing, vision. And lutein and zeaxanthin are the most critical tools to protect your eyes from the work of seeing. And lutein and zeaxanthin are also critical tools for the clarity of your vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin are also critical tools, not just for clarity, but the challenges to vision, such as going from a dark room to a very bright room, or going outside where it's bright, or vice versa, or dealing with long and vision up close and then vision far away, which is called accommodation. These are things that as we reach 30, 40 years old start becoming challenges. Lutein and zeaxanthin are the toolbox, are the critical elements, tools in that toolbox that allows our eyes to deal with the challenges that vision is. And we often think about, we wear out our joints as we get older. Makes sense. It's friction, it's wear and tear. There's even more wear and tear on the tissues of our eyes than I think on any other tissues in our body, simply because for our eyes to work, they're letting a very dangerous force in. That's radiation. And of course, our eyes have all sorts of systems to protect itself from radiation. Our body's well designed. But despite the design, we have to deliver the lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin, or as great as that design is to protect us, it's all for naught. It's all for nothing. And again, that's why lutein and zeaxanthin, critical components in our diet. I think I have a chart here that shows, oh, here it is, the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in typical foods. And it's a little bit frightening. Lutein we can do relatively well with, to get the 12 milligrams of lutein and 6 milligrams of zeaxanthin. That's 12,000 of lutein and 6,000 micrograms of zeaxanthin. But if we look at this chart here, there we go. Even cooked green peas, a great source, 2/3 of a cup. That's why my dogs get a little tablespoon of veggie paste, and their veggie paste is made of steamed green peas, steamed kale, and steamed spinach. And I also put some blueberries in. And that's what they get for their vision. We were just talking about that earlier today. But as you can see here, things like raw spinach, that it's going to take 1 3/4 cups of raw spinach, cooked broccoli, 4 cups. And these are the best sources of lutein. It's obtainable if you eat a very vegan, vegetable-rich diet. But when you look at zeaxanthin, basically the levels we provide are very high at 6 milligrams, but it's virtually impossible. And when you look at the typical American diet, you're somewhere around 1.5 milligrams a day of lutein and zeaxanthin. In other words, the 18 milligrams you can get combined in my product is 10 times more than a typical person gets. That's what I was saying earlier. A week, you're probably still more than doubling the lutein and zeaxanthin in your diet. Ideally, take 1 or 2 capsules a day, and you're giving your body what it needs to make a profound difference in its ability to protect the hardworking tissues of your eye, the very vulnerable tissues of your eye, and very fragile tissues. And at the same time, you not just get the long-term benefits of protection, but you get the short-term benefits of better vision, because the research and science talks about clarity of vision and how we accommodate light and dark, how we deal with contrast better, just we see things better. And I think we all want to see the very best we can.
You'll hear Andrew talk a lot about research and science, following the science, and that is the key to Andrew's success. He follows the science. What you're looking at is not just a regular eye support product that you would find in the drugstore or the big box store or the discount store. You're looking at the most advanced eye support formula that exists in the United States of America today. There is nothing more powerful or potent. There is nothing more natural and normal with regards none of the bad stuff, all the artificial things that you find in so many formulas. This one with the astaxanthin is the most comprehensive and complete, and it gives us what we need to help our eyes adapt to the everyday stresses. And it is, like Andrew said, it's accommodation, right? It's going from light to dark. It's nighttime, seemingly better vision at night. It's feeling less strain. I've started to feel the strain if you're on your phone all the time, or the laptop or the tablet all the time. These are everyday things, Andrew, for all the strain that our eyes have always been under. It surely feels like today it's 10 times, tenfold the strain because of all the technology that we're so glued to.
Well, when we look at any device, we're having blue light entering our eye. And blue light, the light, I think it's between 400 and 500 nanometers. That's the highest energy radiation that can do the greatest damage to our eye tissue. Plus, you don't want to be looking at blue light and having your eye stimulated by blue light before you go to sleep. That can affect melatonin secretion. It affects your quality of sleep. That's why we should stay away from devices and TVs and lights just before we go to sleep. But what I was just going to read some, you were talking about science.
Yeah.
I have so much science here. I'm also going to read some reviews, but because the reviews, mind you, when it says there are over 1,700 5-star reviews, most people would think that would be great if there were 3,000, 4,000 reviews. There are over 1,700 5-star reviews, and there are about 2,100 reviews. So all but about 300 or so reviews are 5-star reviews. So basically, this is a product that if you looked at 4- and 5-star reviews, you're talking about well over 90%, probably 95%.
Yep.
So it's a virtually unanimously reviewed product. If you read the reviews, the only thing you might be left with is that someone in my family wrote all of them, that they are that passionate and that compelling. But if we just look at the chart here, the first chart summarizes something I said a moment ago from Toxicology Letters, research publication. The average daily intake of lutein by Americans is currently about 1.7 milligrams per day. On average, we get between 1.5 and 2 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin per day. Yet experts recommend consumption be somewhere between 6 and 14 milligrams per day. And that's what's associated with all the health benefits. Of course, with my product, you're looking at a total of 12 milligrams lutein, 6 milligrams of zeaxanthin. That's 18 total. According to the U.S. National Health Interview Studies, there was a decrease in lutein consumption amongst different categories of people between 87 and 92 due to decreased intakes of green leafy vegetables. That has only continued. So every decade thereafter, unfortunately, green leafy vegetables, lutein and zeaxanthin content go down. The human body cannot synthesize lutein and zeaxanthin, impossible, and must obtain them from diet or supplements. High intake of lutein-rich foods such as dark green leafy vegetables and some fruits or supplementation with lutein or zeaxanthin have been reported to increase macular pigment levels. It's the only way to increase them. This is from a journal called Molecules. The eye is a major sensory organ that requires special care for a healthy and productive lifestyle, healthy and productive life, period. Numerous studies have identified lutein and zeaxanthin to be important components for eye health. They're part of the eye. They are the macular pigments. Their role in human health, in particular, the health of eyes, is established from epidemiologic studies, those are large population studies, clinical and interventional studies. They constitute the main macular pigments found in the yellow spot of the human retina, which is called the macula lutea, which protect the macula from damage by blue light. Improve visual acuity, so the sharpness of vision is improved, and scavenge harmful reactive oxygen species, which protects our eyes long-term from damage. From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, a very conservative publication, one dietary factor that has been shown empirically to improve chromatic contrast, improves our contrast, our color contrast, glare disability, so reduces glare disability and discomfort, which is no fun when we're driving during the day or at the end of the day or first thing in the morning. Photostress recovery, how quickly our eyes recover from bright lights, visibility and temporal processing speeds, how rapidly our brain processes visual input, what we see, are the carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin. That's unbelievable. Some, if not all, of these visual capabilities can be enhanced by increased intake of the dietary carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin. So you best make like Popeye and eat a ton of spinach and kale every day. Or it's as simple as a product that gives you natural lutein and zeaxanthin, as we do. Again, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, supplementing 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams zeaxanthin for 6 months led to direct improvements in glare disability that was proportional to increases in macular pigment. We give you 12 and 6. A similar effect was found for photostress recovery, sometimes called flash blindness. Bright light will bleach or isomerize visual photopigment. Macular pigment filters light, which prevents the breakdown of photopigment. Its wire vision gets sharper. I'll do one more here. This is just about quality of vision. It seems clear that macular pigment does influence visual performance through at least a few optical mechanisms. The most robust effect appears to be related to its actions as an optical filter. So even if you don't care about your long-term visual health, you just want better vision today, then lutein and zeaxanthin are a critical part of the visual system. Macular lutein and zeaxanthin, for example, improve visual performance, for example, reduce glare disability and discomfort, speed photostress recovery, enhance chromatic contrast through purely optical means by absorbing shortwave light anterior to the foveal cones. So I could go on and on, but just hopefully you realize that it's not just about protecting our vision long term, which there's nothing better than lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin to do that, but it's also about providing the best vision today, recovering from too much time in front of electronic devices, which astaxanthin is really the primary focus for that. So again, I know so many of us are in the what's it going to do for me right now, and not how important this is for the vision, for our vision for the rest of our lives. But this is one of those ingredients. Long term, nothing comes close to it in supporting healthy vision and healthy eyes. Short term, nothing can make a bigger difference in terms of supplementation for healthy vision and sharper vision right now.
The benefits are very, very real, and the reviews showcase that time and time and time again. It really is quite remarkable. When you see what people say, it really proves the point. It brings the point home. I want to show you these two options because it's really easy tonight. All you're choosing is, do you want the Ultimate Eye with or without astaxanthin? Most people are choosing with astaxanthin, and I suppose the answer is, and the reason is, well, why not? It's better to have it than without it. Here's the pricing, the value, $41.23, $67.20. This is a special size, only done today. It is only done today. $459.80 is how much you'll pay tomorrow. If you buy it today, it's $199.90, saving you $259. I mean, significant savings here, obviously. That's with the astaxanthin. If you do it without, it's a little less.
But even I think the reason why the astaxanthin is so much more popular is astaxanthin is normally among our most expensive products. So to think the normal Ultimate Eye, and this is what was so exciting about this new formula when we introduced it last year, and we kept the pricing the same, that when we introduced it, it's only $40 more. So the normal, not the normal price, mind you, but normal Ultimate Eye is $299. So you're getting the normal Ultimate Eye with astaxanthin for $199. The two together would be $459. But if you just look at the price of astaxanthin, $159.90, for only $40, that's the difference between Ultimate Eye and Ultimate Eye with astaxanthin. Yes. So you're getting 720 capsules of 2 milligrams per capsule of astaxanthin for only $40. So that $40 into 720 capsules, what does that end up being? Is that about 5 cents for astaxanthin per capsule?
Nothing.
So an astaxanthin, remember, that's an ingredient that's about $1,000 a kilogram, and it's only about 10% potency. So effectively, it's really about $10,000 a kilogram or $5,000 a pound. So what's most amazing about this isn't just the price of Ultimate Eye, because Ultimate Eye is just an incredible value to get those levels of lutein, zeaxanthin. Also, a special bilberry extract for our night vision, which there are hundreds of reviews that just talk about night vision because of our bilberry or anthocyanins in this product. It truly is a comprehensive product. But to think that you get all of these ingredients, and bilberry is another ingredient that's about $500 a kilogram. Wow. So a few $100s a pound. So when you look at the cost of these ingredients separately, and to figure that even if you look at the large size of the Ultimate Eye with high levels of lutein, high levels of zeaxanthin, plus astaxanthin, 720 capsules, mind you. And even at that price, those 720 capsules, it ends up being, I think that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 cents a capsule. And again, to get a sense of how potent they are, if you took one capsule a week, you might be doubling your lutein and zeaxanthin intake, let alone if you're taking 1 or 2 capsules per day. And those capsules look almost black because the pigment is so concentrated, so potent, so powerful that, I mean, if you spread it out on white paper and thin, it would look bright orange yellow. But it's so concentrated in that little easy to swallow capsule that it looks almost black. And that's the miracle, the magic of Mother Nature. Those pigments, the way they work, the way lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin works, and I could show a diagram of the molecules, they're very linear carbon chains. I think they're 40 carbon chains. And on either end of those chains is a ring structure. But those chains of lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin are exactly the same length. And not coincidentally, that length is the same length as the thickness of the membranes of the cells in your eye. So those molecules, their length can straddle a membrane, meaning that the head of the molecule is on one side of the membrane, the tail is perfectly residing on the other side of the membrane, and just their symmetry, their structure allows them to absorb and neutralize these damaging moieties in our cells. So it's the more you learn about these molecules and what they do, the more you're in awe of the miracle of the design of our body. Unfortunately, as miraculous as our body is, unless we deliver the ingredients that are necessary for that crystal clear vision, for that lifetime of protection, our body's going to be without the tools it knows it needs. But unless you, through your free will, decide that you're going to provide them, whether it's by enjoying the benefits of a supplement or by dramatically increasing your intake of green leafy vegetables and purple fruit for anthocyanins, you're not going to be able to experience the benefits.
It's such, as we said at the beginning, a foundational part of the Andrew Lessman assortment. So many people ordering tonight for the first time, so many people tonight reordering and come back once a year, every year for this biggest value. Remember, this is the only moment of 2021 where you're getting these massive savings. So if you were ever going to buy it, today would be the day. We are extremely busy. Most of America is ordering the choice with the astaxanthin, which makes obviously most sense from a value standpoint, from a benefit standpoint. Having that powerful antioxidant working for you as well gives you that fully rounded, comprehensive formula. Listen, if you try anything and you don't like it, obviously you can return it in the 30 days. But you have to try it to really start to understand the difference that it can make, the impact that it can have on your life. Andrew, I think as you go through time, you start to notice differences and changes in your body, aches and pains that weren't maybe there yesterday or the day before, but you certainly start to notice the difference in your eyes.
Well, the only way people aren't going to notice the difference in their eyes is they age. And I'm one of those people. We all will, if we don't remain here. The only way we avoid experiencing changes in our eyes, I mean, aging is not for the faint of heart, but the only way we won't experience changes in our vision is if we don't continue living. That's it, or if we unfortunately, we're not sighted to start with. So it's just, we're blessed if we have vision. But aging, many of us view aging as a curse. But there's lots of things we could do to make that aging process more graceful. And our body knows exactly what to do with the components in this product if we deliver them. Unfortunately, our diet does a lousy job. Our diet does a terrible job. The way we eat as Americans is not we don't eat in a way that's healthy for our eyes, for our brains, for our hearts, unfortunately. Our traditional diet in America, it's the same diet I was raised with, it's not terribly healthy for these systems. But I was going to read some reviews because the reviews really give a sense of how dramatically these can impact your body. And also a handful of the reviews, a pretty substantial percentage, talk about doctors who the patient brings the product to their doctor, and the doctor shares their feelings on the product. And frankly, if I could make a better product, it would change. And that's what I did last year. And that's why this product probably changes, I'd say, every 12 to 24 months since I developed this product well over 30 years ago. It's changed because the availability of lutein changed, its concentration changed, the availability of zeaxanthin changed, astaxanthin. When I first made an eye product, lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin did not exist in the supplement.
Wow.
So it's only something that we were able to introduce over time. But as we look at this chart here, the reviews, sorry that some of them are pretty lengthy. But here we go. My doctor approves of these vitamins. For the past 4 years, my eyes have been terribly dry. And it's a great product for dry eye, especially the anthocyanins. I go to the doctor every 3 months using artificial tears every day along with prescription eye drops. Long story short, I started using the Ultimate Eye Support vitamin 2 months ago. And all of a sudden, I noticed I was no longer using the artificial tears. My eyes didn't feel dry anymore. I went to the eye doctor last week and took my vitamins with me. The doctor saw so much improvement that he doesn't want to see me for another year after going every 3 months for the past 3 years. My eyes still have some dryness, but my doctor was so impressed with how much better my eyes are. I showed him my vitamins and he told me to continue to take them. Thanks, Andrew Lessman. That's really sweet. My second yearly eye exam was perfect. Finding out that I was diabetic, I had to visit my eye doctor every 4 months. Again, if you're diabetic, you have type 2 diabetes, you're having issues managing your blood sugar, it's a wake-up call. You need to pay careful attention to your eyes. I'm a senior citizen. I had to go in for cataract surgery, after which I continue to make regular visits to my eye doctor. I just happened to be watching Andrew on HSN talking about his Ultimate Eye Support capsules. He made it sound terrific. I thought, what have I got to lose? That was 2 years ago. This past year, I had a new eye doctor, and she said, you have diabetes. With surprise, she said, I don't see any in your eyes. Wow. And she told me the same thing as my previous eye doctor. Keep doing what you're doing. It makes this 73-year-old woman feel really good. And again, a wake-up call for all of us. If we have issues managing our blood sugar, we need to pay attention to the care of our eyes. Whether it's by diet or supplementation, lutein, zeaxanthin, also omega-3s, critical. Like all of Andrew's product, this is wonderful, and I take a lot of his products. This is a see the difference product, no pun intended. Just had an eye exam, and I couldn't be happier. At my age, I was expecting a not so good report, but was so happy when the doctor told me my prescription has not changed much in the last 3 years. Wow. I told him the vitamins I was taking, and he told me, don't stop, they are working. We'll do one more here. Would recommend. I've worn glasses since I was a sophomore in high school and am now in my 60s. My eye doctor tells me since taking Ultimate Eye Support, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. And again, there are a little over 2,000 reviews, and of those reviews, over 1,700 are 5-star reviews. So it's an opportunity to embrace the same benefits that you read about in those reviews. I encourage you to read the reviews. I encourage you, even if you don't want to try my product, just make sure you're delivering lutein and zeaxanthin to your eyes. That means if you're not supplementing with another product, that you're eating a diet rich in spinach, kale, collard greens, mustard greens, all those things, those dark green leafy vegetables are a fantastic source of lutein and zeaxanthin.
Such great information, and that's what this show is all about. It's all Andrew ever wanted to do, is to share the information, follow the science, share what's been discovered so we can all understand and make good, educated decisions for ourselves. Okay, we know our body cannot make lutein and zeaxanthin. We know how critical that is for our eyes, right? And for many things. But we certainly know that our diet is not delivering it in 9 out of 10 cases. That's where Ultimate Eye comes in. This is going to help us give our body what it needs, what our eyes so desperately need and crave. So Andrew's formula is simply the best. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. If you're taking any type of eye support product, you look at the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin, you look at maybe the astaxanthin, compare his to yours, and there will be no difference. That's why it's so easy for me to say that this is the best in the world. Tonight we've got a lot of things to share with you. We've got a partner product to go with this today's special. We're going to talk about Essential 1, the ultimate multivitamin, and then the beauty secret resveratrol at the end of the hour. It's time to shop for this today's special if you want to jump on in. Couple of choices for you. First, you're going to choose which size, of course, 40, 120, 360 or the 720. That's what the pricing normally is every day of the year. If you're ordering it right now, you're taking advantage of the special savings. That's one time per year. So this is the regular Ultimate Eye Support, so this is without astaxanthin. Normally you spend $159 and get 360 caps. If you spend that same $159 today, we're gonna double up the offer, you get 720 caps. So brilliant value for money there, we know that. Most people are saying, wait a minute, I can get the additional astaxanthin, which would normally cost around $160 for just $40 more. Remember, $159.90 without astaxanthin, only $40 more with astaxanthin. Savings are ginormous. So that's why that is the most popular choice. It makes the most sense, and it's on FlexPay, and it's on free shipping and handling. So I would certainly encourage you to order that one if that's the choice for you. It's what most people are doing tonight. 4 minutes remain, and obviously we're just scratching the surface. We could talk about where these are made and manufactured in Andrew's all solar-powered facility in Henderson, Nevada. We could talk about the fact that there's no other vitamin company in the world that does what Andrew does. All of these things add up, Andrew, right? Everything is important to the finished product.
Well, when we make products, once again, the sun is a very powerful force. It does much of the damage or most of the damage to our eyes and our skin over the course of our lifetime. The sun also provides all the energy, so I guess that's sort of a fair trade. The sun provides all of the energy to make our products. So my manufacturing facilities have no carbon footprint at all. So not only do we make these products responsibly, we don't put any additives in the product. There's no manufacturing additives, no binders, no fillers, no lubricants, no flowing agents, nothing to dilute the benefits here. You're just getting a product that delivers the most comprehensive support possible for your healthy eyes and healthy vision. Lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, the rich anthocyanins from bilberry. You have an opportunity to support the healthy circulation to and from your eyes, because your eyes, like your brain, they're isolated structures. They're isolated because they're so critical, they're so important, and that might not be a problem when we're younger. But as we get older, that isolation, if we don't have adequate circulation, healthy circulation to and from the eyes and brain, we struggle. Speaking of the brain, I just wanted to read some charts here quickly, because as much and as compelling as the research is, and it's unequivocal in terms of lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin for our eyes, because these lutein and zeaxanthin, they are the macular pigments. There's no disputing that. And as concentrated as lutein and zeaxanthin are in our eyes, they're the second most concentrated part of our body. It's our brain, because our eyes are really an extension of our brain, or our brain is really sort of the founding tissue of our eyes. But if you read this chart here, and most people are surprised by this, but it really shouldn't come as a surprise, from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. In addition to high concentrations in the eye, lutein and zeaxanthin make up approximately 66 to 77% of the total carotenoid concentration in both the frontal lobe and in the visual processing regions of the brain. In fact, concentrations within the retina are highly correlated, meaning they're related to concentrations within the brain, especially cerebellum, a region highly involved in muscular coordination and equilibrium. Consequently, lutein and zeaxanthin are optimally positioned in regions of the central nervous system that are critical for visual, motor, and cognitive processing. Lutein and zeaxanthin supplementation in healthy older adults produces improvements in cognitive function on a variety of domains. In our study, the xanthophyll intervention, meaning an intervention using lutein and zeaxanthin, was related to all three of these variables: visual memory, complex attention, and visual ability, meaning lutein and zeaxanthin improved visual memory, improved complex attention, and improved reasoning ability. So now we're going beyond all the benefits to our eyes. The relationship between lutein and zeaxanthin and visual and cognitive health, that's using our brain, cognitive health throughout the lifespan, is compelling. In adults, higher lutein status is related to better cognitive performance, and lutein supplementation improves cognition. From the Gerontological Society of America, that's study of aging. The results from this large study of community-dwelling older adults show that plasma lutein and zeaxanthin are independently associated with cognitive function across multiple domains. I have another 30 or 40 charts that discuss this, but basically, lutein and zeaxanthin are not just essential to the functioning of our eyes and the protection of our eyes and the clarity of our vision, but also the functioning of our brain.
I hope you get yours. Certainly, if you're new to us at HSN, Andrew Lessman is, many folks might not realize, the #1 brand by far, and it's because Andrew has always delivered on that promise to bring you the very, very best. This is part 1 of our today's specials. Choose Ultimate Eye with or without the astaxanthin. Again, most people are doing it with the astaxanthin. So with that in mind, we're gonna head over to part 2. We talked a lot about lutein and zeaxanthin. Well, Andrew has made a booster, if you will. This is a product which is a pretty recent addition to the lineup. And Andrew, this was all to do with